What's going on, everybody? GemMint here, back again with a massive omnibus haul. And since there's so many sequel books, volumes 2s, 3s, and even 4s, I'm going to do this video a little bit different, and I'm going to bust out the previous volumes so we can compare those to them as well. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you want to see more omnibus videos, and hit that bell for notifications. Now, the first book is not really an omnibus, it's technically a deluxe edition, and there's no better way to get me into a manga by releasing it in a beautiful oversized hardcover like this. Now, I did read that first smaller hardcover from Vinland Saga, the volume 1. It didn't immediately hook me, but it's got to be the most recommended manga and anime that I get in the comments. Let's take a look at the first book 1 of this huge deluxe edition. All right, guys, so here we go. Vinland Saga, the deluxe book 1. Makoto Yukimura has this nice embossed crest. You got this kind of raised lettering on these symbols. I guess be careful with these, man. They can come with some damage. So this one looks like it's got a corner ding. Keep an eye out for that. Here goes the spine. Nice, bold font, again, with the kind of raised lettering. And then the back, you have the wraparound with the symbols and the calligraphy, retailing $55. Kind of a weird price, right? All right, so this one does read right to left. We open to the world map in color. This must be just like a damaged copy. Kind of got a bad corner ding on it. All right, so we have it in color. Table of contents collects the 21 chapters plus some bonus material and some translation notes. Looks like a little Q&A on the back. And then here the cover for part 1. So this is the one that I did read. It was probably the first few chapters, but man, I got to be honest, the only thing I really recall is that it's like a pirate story. Gives me a lot of Berserk vibes here. The art style, the way that it has the text really big and bold across the screen here. I'm not really a pirate kind of fan, so that's why it didn't really hook me originally, but I think I'm going to power through and give it another chance. Again, the recommendations on this, it's got to be the most recommended out of any other manga that I hear in the comments. But yeah, I read that first volume, don't really recall. But it is that kind of more adult-themed art style, which I like when it comes to manga. I don't typically go for like the kiddie stuff. I like the kind of adult, dark style, which this is right up my alley. So here we go. We see what it collects. Flipping through the art. The only thing is, and I could be wrong, but it feels very like grounded, and that kind of doesn't really excite me. I don't know. I kind of like to have a little bit of a supernatural element, and maybe that's something that does happen, but it doesn't really seem to. But again, highly recommended from you guys, so I definitely want to give this a shot. It does have a ribbon here. Always great to have those built-in bookmarks. And here is the deluxe edition. I do like how this book looks. Sexy on the shelves. Got a little bit of bonus materials in the back, which is cool. And there we go. All right, guys, now we got a DC Omnibus here, the follow-up to Dark Knight's Metal. We've got Death Metal here, so let's go ahead and grab Metal off of the shelf. We'll compare the original and the follow-up, and then we'll take a good look at the artwork and everything that it collects. All right, so we brought Dark Knight's Metal off of the shelf, and then here is the newer book, the Dark Knight's Death Metal, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. The Dust Jackets match. You have this similar circular image on the front. Here are the spines, so you got metal and death metal. I kind of wish that death metal had this same graded or like textured look, but it still goes together. Same kind of matte finish on the books. The backs look very similar as well. So we already know what metal collects. Death Metal collects the 7-issue series. Plus it has all these tie-ins. Dark Knight's Death Metal, Legends of the Dark Knights, The Last 52, War of the Multiverse. You have Speed Metal 1, Infinite Hour Extreme, Trinity Crisis, Robin King, Multiverse's End, Rise of the New God, The Multiverse Who Laughs. You have the Guidebook, Secret Origin 1, The Last Stories of the DC Universe, and then Justice League 53 through 57. This one retails $125, which is $25 less than Dark Knight's Metal. All right, guys, under the hood, so they did do the same graded design, and similar to those Absolute editions where the first volume was silver, this one is black. I guess death metal, they got to go dark with it. Spines on the hardcovers, looking great. Yeah, so just like those Absolutes. All right, opening up. Got the cover page, another one. We have all the credits here. This one's going to have a lot of creators because you have all of those one-shots. Bill Sienkiewicz is in there. Who else is standing out to me? Mark Morales, Raphael Albuquerque, Jerry Ordway. Table of contents, always appreciated. Looks like we get virgin covers before the issues. Table of contents continuing. So unlike Dark Knight's Metal, I actually read all of these issues as they were coming out in single issues, whereas with Metal, I had to get caught up and read them after it was already released. I need to reread this to get a better grasp on it. It was very out there, very multiverse. A lot of these concepts, they were out there on purpose. Death Metal was supposed to be like the wild, crazy ride following up just the regular Metal run, which that run was more about those different versions of Bruce Wayne. This one was the Trinity, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, taking it to Barbados, taking it to, man, I can't remember the goddess's name now. It's with the P. Perpetua. Here's the multiverse map. It was more of them going against those villains and being trapped in these hell-like dimensions. They were literally in the dark multiverse. Captain Carrot, guys, you know me. What's my saying? When Captain Carrot shows up, you start to lose me. And I know people love themselves some Crime Syndicate, some Captain Carrot. I'm not really a fan of that. Robin King was dope. New character created here. I remember reading all these as they came out. The artwork is dope. Crazy out there concepts. Lobo, Superman. We just passed like Lobo over here. That's sick. So I could definitely use a reread on this one to kind of piece the puzzles together. Wonder Woman, this was like really a big thing. I don't want to spoil it, but basically Wonder Woman is the highlight towards the end here, and it leads into, I think it was DC Rebirth, right? Was that what this led into? It led into some new reboot. All right, so as always, variant covers in the back. Got to love the variant cover gallery. Again, I mean, I always think it's amazing to get all of this artwork in oversized pages, larger than the actual comic book, instead of having to hunt down all of these individual variants. Art Germ covers were beautiful. So it's always a treat to get these. Man, I had a lot of these too, man. A lot of these variants. Beautiful here. Jeremy Roberts. This is a great style art for Robin King. I feel like there's a fold out here, yeah. Fold out in the back. Great poster. I would never rip it out, but good to be able to look at. Then you have some bonus material, Forging the World of Death Metal. So these are sketches and designs by Greg Capullo. If you guys read Metal, or if you have the original Metal Omnibus, I mean, how do you not grab the follow-up, right? To complete this saga. All right, guys, on to Captain America. So we have Volume 1 and 2 from the original Silver Age run that leads into the Jack Kirby series. Now, what's funny about this book is that this was originally released as Captain America by Jack Kirby when he came back to Marvel, back on the title in the 70s after a hiatus, and it actually caught up with volumes from the Silver Age. So after Volume 3 directly leads into this Captain America by Jack Kirby, and they even rebranded it as Volume 4. So we're going to bust this out as well and compare it to the spines because, as we know, there has been a change to the spines from the original printings, but the newer printings match up, so we'll take a look at these and we'll bust the old Volume 1 off of the shelf. This is the 2024 printing. This is the regular cover, and the direct market variant is the original Jack Kirby cover for issue 100. This one doesn't come out until April 30th. But here's what I was saying on the spines. So the original spines had this big, pronounced Font, I don't know why they changed it. I kind of dug adding the little graphic on the bottom, but to make the names and the title smaller, just never really understood that move. Taking a look at the back, it collects Tales of Suspense 59 through 99 and Captain America 100 through 113. They kept the $125 cover price, same array of covers on the back. The first printing, however, gave a little synopsis, but this one gives you bigger thumbnails of the comics. And actually, this is not even the first printing. This is the second printing, which I believe makes this the third printing. You can see they changed the graphic. They gave him a color logo here on the front, and the spines were changed, like the dust jacket, and added a shield on the back here. So Cap Volume 1. I guess we might as well look through it really quick here. All right, so yeah, this is the third printing. And they still gave it the old school aesthetics as far as the credits and table of contents. Looks like a Steranko pinup, if I'm not mistaken. Jumping right into the Iron Man and Cap stuff from Tales of Suspense. And then it would go to issue 100, which is kind of like the rebranding issue number 1 for Captain America, where the title changes to his name. That's Kirby all day, right? But yeah, so we have a third printing on this one with the spines to match. Volume 4 comes out this month as well, March 20th. This is the regular cover. The direct market variant is a Jack Kirby Kill Derby variant, which is the cover for issue 196. And again, this one is still being called, I saw in some solicits, the new printing of Captain America by Jack Kirby, but it is also now being called Volume 4. And again, picks up right after Volume 3, where that leaves off at 192. It's issues 193 through 214, annuals 3 and 4, and Captain America's Bicentennial Battles number 1, $100 cover price. And the original one had that Captain America Mad Bomb dust jacket. It looks like they did away with that for this printing. Looks like the hardcover matches Volume 1, down to the shield on the back. But yeah, we're getting now into Bronze Age Captain America, Jack Kirby goodness, coming back to the title, coming back to Marvel. Table of contents. You got a John B. Cook introduction from 2018. Yeah, this is the cover for the original Omnibus, the Mad Bomb cover. I don't know why they didn't use that one. It was a great cover. Letters pages in the back. Classic Cap stuff, Cap and Falcon era. A lot of classic covers. Huge Jack Kirby full page spread. Looks awesome. I'm actually reading Jack Kirby's Fourth World right now, and man, it's not as intimidating as I thought it was going to be, man. He is a great writer, obviously great artist. And looking at this stuff reminds me of that Omni so much. You can, spot that style a mile away. All right, so that's Cap Volume 4. Look at this, Magneto versus Cap. Very cool. If you guys are collecting this run, it continues here. And if you don't already have the original printing, a lot of original art in the back, some recolored variants, and there you go. All right, guys, before we continue, if you're looking to pick up any omnibus, hardcovers, absolutes, collected editions, and you're in the States, you got to check out our sponsor, OrganicPriceBooks.com. Not only do they have pre-order options, immaculate shipping, bomb-proof packaging, but you can also save $2 on every order by using the code GemMint at checkout. If you're in the EU, don't worry, I got you covered as well. You can shop at comicsbugle.com. Use that same code, it'll save you $2. They have pre-order options as well, and you don't pay until the book is ready to ship. Hulk-proof packaging, customer service guaranteed to respond to you within 24 hours. They include little gifts in their eco-friendly packaging as well, so it's always a great experience. Check out comicsbugle.com. If you're in the EU, there's no import fees, no taxes, and free shipping. All right, guys, keeping it moving. We got Volume 3 of Daredevil, continuing this epic run that started with issue 1 in the Silver Age. We're already at Volume 3. Let's take a look at what this big, thick boy collects. All right, guys, Volume 3 of Daredevil comes out on April 9th. This is the regular cover. The direct market cover is a John Romita Sr. cover, and the thicknesses on these books are kind of all over the place. 1 and 3 are very large books, but Volume 2 is pretty thin in comparison. Yeah, so a prime example of spine gate for you. Those older ones with these very large fonts, and then these smaller ones, although you get the images on the bottom. So like I said, Volume 1 collects the first 41 issues, plus the first annual and a Fantastic Four tie-in. Volume 2 goes issues 42 through 74, and Volume 3 collects issues 75 through 119, Avengers 111, Marvel 2 and 1-3, and some material from Amazing Adventures 1 through 8. All the covers on the back. You see over 100 covers of Daredevil on the back of these 3 books. Here are the actual hardcovers. You can see they did the same thing kind of with Cap. It was black and white here, and then they went color. The Daredevil logo has been updated slightly for Volume 3. The spines look just the same as those dust jackets do, and similar to Cap. You have nothing on the back of Volume 1, and then the double D on the back of Volumes 2 and 3. All right, so let's take a quick look at the inside here. Again, keeping the old school aesthetics for these Omnis. Credit page, nice pinup, table of contents. Always appreciated. Beautiful pinup here as well, man. Daredevil versus Scorpion. Pretty cool how many like Spidey villains Daredevil has tangled with. Electro being what, in issue 2, and it's also his second appearance. Jerry Conway with a forward. DD looking clean on the white pages. Jumping right into the cover and the issues. Gotta love that. Definitely have not read this far into the Daredevil run, which is why I love the omnibus format. It just, man, packages everything so nice for you. You got Black Widow coming out of the shower. Original letters pages, amazing to have. Voices from the 70s writing in about Matt Murdock. I read the Frank Miller and the companion omnibus. Huge recommend. That stuff still holds up. And I think I read a few of the early issues from this run, but definitely didn't get this far. Although I love how the art ages from the Silver Age to the Bronze Age. Bigger panels, big full-page spreads, double-page spreads. Still very dialogue heavy. A lot of word balloons, thought bubbles. But classic material nonetheless. Very cool to get this stuff collected, man. Colors look vibrant. Always tying in Spidey to Daredevil lore. Operating in the same city. And I always love that kind of relationship between Black Widow and Daredevil. I read modern Daredevil stuff too. Chip Zdarsky as it was coming out in singles. And I think I caught some of the other stuff as well. All right, guys. So at the end we have original art. Covers in interior pages. Page is still stuck together. You got to stretch that spine. Don't forget. And that's it. All right, guys, and yet another follow-up omnibus. We're on to Volume 2 of Mark Spector Moon Knight. I've only read one of my Moon Knight omnibus, the one by Hudson with the David Finch covers. Loved that run. I read it in 2 days, if you guys remember that video. Let's flip this out, and we'll bust out Volume 1 to see how it follows up to it. All right, guys, Mark Spector Moon Knight. So we busted out with Volume 1. Here's Volume 2. This one came out this week, actually. So Volume 2 has this beautiful cover by Mark Texeira. This is the regular cover. There is a Stephen Platt direct market variant. And I think I mentioned the other Moon Knight omnibus by Huston. It's Huston. So they have the Munch Volumes 1 and 2, the Houston one, or Huston one, and then the Mark Spector Moon Knight run. So let's take a look at the spines together to see how they stack up. Ooh, that's beautiful, man. Everything in sync, same size Marvel Omnibus logo, same size Moon Knight logo. Everything here looks really clean, actually. It doesn't always work out that way. And wow, look at the back, too, man. It's almost like the same exact book. They made it so close. Different images, of course. They both retail $125. This book obviously continues where this one left off because this is 1 through 34. Volume 2 is issues 35 through 60. It has special number 1. Web of Spider-Man 93 and 94. So Moon Knight, 4-issue miniseries from 1998, a 4-issue miniseries from 1999. Black Panther 20 through 22. That sounds like the Christopher Priest stuff. And Marvel Comics presents 152 through 154. Shout out to the graphic design department on this book, man. These things look so good. They really went out of their way to make sure that they lined up and everything. Very simple, similar graphics, complementary to each other. All right, let's take a look at volume 2 now. So opens up to some black cover pages. Beautiful pinup of Moon Knight. You have your credits, table of contents, and then this is the type of Omni I love. Get right to it. Give me the credits. Give me a table of contents. Regular cover, how it was on the stands before each issue with numbered pages. Man, I was flipping through this one. I really would love to dive into this. I was on a reading kick, and then I kind of fell back a little bit, man. Been on PS5, if you guys have caught me on there. But, yeah, I love this. I would love to see more Omnis from this era in this format. Like, I would love to see the Punisher 90s run. I would love to see Deathlock or Sleepwalker in this same type of vein. Just give me the cover and then boom, into the artwork before we got into digitalized coloring. Looks great, guys. Have not read the material, but I would love to check it out. Some of this stuff I have seen before, these tie-ins, and I believe I read those Black Panther issues in the Christopher Priest omnibus. All right, I like how you have that all black when it needs to kind of skip a page. Gambit on the cover, always a treat. Very cool. Looks great, man. Oh, this is definitely 90s. Like the all black pages where the spine of the pages is all black. This looks like the Black Panther stuff. Yeah, Christopher Priest. Oh, yeah. Oh, when they went to fight Nightmare. Oh, yeah, I remember. I just reviewed this recently. Sal Velluto. Yeah, he was the artist on a lot of those Black Panther issues. Some original art on the back. Ooh, love that. Real quick, this one is brought to you by THATSPIDERMANBOOTH.com. Their February monthly subscription box is live. Not only do you get 5 comics, $100 of retail value for just $50, but you're going to get 2 additional comics this month. They teamed up with my boy Comic Tom and Fire Guy Ryan for their Crashdown issue number 1, the Gerald Perel variant. The regular, Virgin, and foil are all limited to 100 copies, and there are only 10 medals. Everyone who subscribes to the box is going to get that regular edition, and then it's going to be a mystery on whether or not you get the Virgin, the foil, or the metal. Swing on over to ThatSpidermanBooth.com and sign up for that subscription box today. All right, guys, and again, follow-up Omnis here. Peter David's X-Factor. We're on to Volume 3. I'm an X-Factor noob. One day I'm going to brush these off and do a read-through. But for now, let's get them off the shelves. We'll see how they all stack up next to each other, and we'll take a look at what it collects. All right, so this comes out next week on March 12th. X-Factor by Peter David. This is Volume 3. This is the regular cover, and there is a direct market Nick Bradshaw variant. Let's take out Volumes 1, 2, and 3 and see how they look together. All right, so here we have all 3 together. Now, of course, they all have different covers, so this might not be the best pair-up. And then we'll take a look at the spines. Also, sometimes with the spines, Marvel will change it on the variant covers. So I don't know if this one would ever have a different spine, but this is just like the older logo to match the times from this run, and then you have the more modern logo here. You have the images on the bottom, and then on the back. So Peter David's run starts with issue 55 from X-Factor. Then it skips a beat, goes to 70 to 92. Then it has some annuals, some of his Hulk stuff. Volume 2 picks up with a 5-issue Mad Rock series, and then the newer volume 1 through 39. Now, the most recent omnibus picks up where that one left off. You have issues 40 through 50. Then it goes back to legacy numbering with 200 through 232. Also has 224, so skips a few issues. It's got Nation X, X-Factor 1, written by Peter David, so I guess that must be a one-shot or something later on. $125 cover price. All 3 volumes having beautiful wraparound covers. Let's take a look at Volume 1. Big, strong guy and multiple man. Jamie Madrox, Polaris. Beautiful artwork here. Volume 2's got the wraparound. Same guys, right? He's got a strong guy front and center. And then the most recent one. All right, so let's take a look at it. Now, Peter David might have Stan Lee beat as the author with the most published omnibus. I would love to do a count one day because, man, this guy has put in a lot of work. Cover pages, small page of credits, table of contents, jumps into the issues, virgin covers, X-Factor 40, and then boom, right into the story. I love it. You got the mutant thing just like Bishop. I vaguely remember reading that from another run, I think. Yeah, because I have not read much X-Factor. I think I read maybe the first 10 or 15 issues of the original run, which Peter David picks up from, but doesn't start it off. Nice graphic here, kind of giving you a blank page, going into the next issue. Once again, virgin cover. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you've read the Peter David X-Factor stuff, how does it hold up? I haven't really heard much about it, to be honest. But would be interested to take a dive into it. Doesn't look too exciting from flipping around through it. But it must be pretty good if they publish an omnibus, right? That's kind of what I always say. All right, so we have some variant covers. Marvel 70 Years. David Yarden. Deadpool cover. Some sketches and designs. This looks like it's from Marvel Universe. And I like when they do this, man. So 200 issues of X-Factor, every single cover. Actually, I must have read more than just the first 15 issues because I definitely read the Archangel Apocalypse stuff. But I did not make it to Peter David and his run. Got scripts in the back. All right, so it's a nice, decent amount of bonus material. X-Factor Volume 3. All right, guys, and the lone absolute for this haul, I have been going back to pick up absolutes for material that is, one, not only classic material, but two, not collected in omnibus format. So you know this has got to be on the shelf. The absolute Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. I've read this multiple times, but I've never done a review on the channel. Maybe we'll do that. It's a 4-issue series, knock it out, do a review. But for now, let's take a look at it. All right, here we go. So we have Robin on the front. Spine has those big, bold letters letting you know this is the absolute Dark Knight. Then you have Bruce on the back with the white background. Same bold font on the spine of the dust jacket. Then we have that same image of Batman, but this time in color. Love the black blood splatter. Looks dope. Frank Miller goodness. And then you have Robin again in color. Then we have a close-up of this classic image of Batman. Is he front-facing or back-facing? And it is, yeah, wraparound as well. So very cool. Man, iconic. Let's flip it open here. What is this? Is it Stephanie Phillips, I want to say? Forgive me if I'm wrong on that. Love this kind of like Art Deco vibe. Frank Miller, Klaus Janson, Lynn Varley, lettered by John Costanza, Todd Klein, Frank Miller forward from 2006, Book 1, The Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, I feel like Todd McFarlane borrowed from this. He would do this in Spawn for many issues. I don't know if he still does it or not, but the newscastings from different outlets. I don't remember if Frank Miller's is like that too, but I know Todd's was like you have the conservative channel, the liberal channel, then like the conspiracy theorist channel. So you got the older version of Bruce Wayne going up against the mutants. You got the new iteration of Robin. Batman going up against this huge futuristic war tank. Yeah, I always remember these guys with their nipples. You got a ribbon for the bookmark. Book 3. So what I don't like, I wish they would have just given us a large image of the original cover. That's got to be in the back of this, right? White suit Joker showing up on TV. I feel like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker borrowed from this. With that whole talking to Robert De Niro thing. He's tired of pretending that it isn't. Vicky Vale exclusive article. Oh, and this is that, What does it collect? Yeah, and it collects the 4 issues, but it must have some other stuff as well. Let's see. It collects The Dark Knight Returns 1 through 4, but also Batman The Dark Knight Strikes Again 1 through 3. So that's what we're seeing here with book 1 coming at the end. See, Frank Miller's always been on that art style. Got Superman, superhero chic. How far will it go? It's giving Batman animated series vibes here, right? Wonder Woman. I'm interested to see if it's got to have the original covers in the back, right? The Dark Knight original proposal from 1984. Very cool. Yeah, because you got to understand, in the 80s, to sell this version of Batman, man, it's kind of disappointing. This is how it gives us the covers? These should be big, full, dedicated pages. Here goes a large version of one of them, showing off some statues based off of sketch designs. Still a must-own book. Got designs and scripts here. There we go. Dark Knight Returns and The Dark Knight Strikes Again. All right, guys, and that's the haul for today. I do have a couple of other new Omnis that I'm going to dedicate their own videos to, like Spider-Man 2099 Volume 2, the Ghost Rider by Jason Aaron reprint, and there might be a couple of more on the shelf that I want to share with you guys. Let me know what you thought about today's haul. Are any of these on your wish list, on your pull list? Did you already pick them up? I know some of them are already out. Leave me a comment. It really helps out the channel. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay minty fresh. Peace.